Okay, this is the front of my house, and I'm going to walk you through the gardens in my front yard. And the first thing you see when you come to my house is these steps leading up our front yard. We do have a steep driveway and a steep yard. And at the bottom I have some purple iris. They're obviously not blooming now. Iris bloom usually around Mother's Day, so they don't last that long. This bed has some juniper in it, which will eventually grow in and kind of fill this area in, but for now I have some flowers planted in here as well. These are more of the Stella d'Oro lilies, which I have some in the backyard. And then I have some dianthus, which have bloomed once already this year, and there's just a few little tiny blooms on them, and I deadhead them in hopes that they'll bloom again. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. This is another iris. This one blooms. Yeah, it's kind of a yellow and white, and I got that one from the Tulsa Iris Society also. And just a boxwood, a nice big round boxwood right there. I have a peony over here that hasn't bloomed before. There's actually two of them. There's a little one and then a little bit bigger. I transplanted those from our cabin we used to have in Arkansas, and have yet to see them bloom. So as you come on up onto the sidewalk, and here's my front porch, my front door. I just put in a couple of small, I used to have a whole hedge of yew right here, and it's just a really hot location in the morning. My porch faces the east, and so I put in this Weigela. It's a different variety than the one I showed you in the backyard. I just planted them this year. And just to kind of fill in the space in between until they get bigger, this year I planted some alyssum, which is really doing nicely, and a couple of African daisies, which are annuals. Nice little pretty daisies. Also have a nice, good amount of the dianthus along this walk. I have another, this is a little miniature iris. It blooms really pretty. It's kind of a multicolor. It has some bronze and purple in it. And then these are daisies, but they're short daisies. I don't know the variety name, but see, they're only about, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches tall. Usually daisies are taller than that. And then this is a columnar growth habit of a blue spruce, which is why I get away with having it so close to the house, because it doesn't get real wide like the traditional blue spruce. And then I also have another clematis right here, and I need to get another trellis. I just put that in this spring, and it blooms purple. And then as you look to this side of the front porch, I have more daylilies. These have already bloomed and are going to seed. See all the seed pods right there? I need to deadhead those. It's similar to the Stella d'Oro. I don't know the name of it, but it's a little bit more of a lemon yellow color, not so goldy yellow. And it blooms a little bit earlier than Stella d'Oro. And I always have a little bit of room, not much, but a little bit of room for annuals. And this year I put some rose moss in. And I have more of the dwarf variety of the Nandina right here, which is very colorful in the fall. It makes a nice lemony yellow color in the spring and summer, and then turns red in the fall. And this is I forgot the name of the variety, but I found it through, it was featured in Southern Living one year. This is a new variety of a crepe myrtle, and this is about as tall as it gets, and so, which is pretty good. I didn't really want to hide my front door, so it will bloom soon. It has had leaf curl on it this year. Let me see if I can show you what that looks like. Well, you can see right there. It's just a fungus. The leaves shouldn't be curling up like that, but It's been sprayed. It should be okay, but it's not as pretty as it usually is. This is the purple salvia, and it's quite large. There are 2 plants there, and they've just kind of grown together. It's really quite large. And I have more juniper, and it's kind of an ornamental rock. And behind there, I have some stepping stones that lead over to from the front porch over to my water spigot. And in between the stones, I have planted lemon thyme. And that is a culinary herb. You can use it to cook with. I usually don't, but it's very fragrant, and as you walk across the stepping stones, the scent of lemon gets released. It's really nice. And then I also have a row of boxwoods under the front window. Have some more of the purple iris there, and then this is a spirea, different than the one I have in the backyard. It has the lemon yellow leaves, and it has a smaller flower, and it's a lighter shade of pink. And I have a few phlox. I lost some of my phlox just about 2 years ago, and I haven't replaced it yet. But looks like I have 2 left. And spirea's going to grow right there. And then this purple flower is verbena, and it's a perennial. And then I tried to fill in the front there with a few petunias. And I have a rabbit in the neighborhood, and I think he has been eating on my petunias, so I don't know how long they'll last. And then just kind of flanking the corner of our house, we have this big holly, and it will actually get quite large, and you know, as things grow, it just always changes the nature of your beds. But this is an autumn blaze maple, and it's not doing very well this year. We're not really sure what's causing the problem, but the leaves on it this year are very small, and it may not have a long time to live. But it's green and it's healthy. There's no insects or diseases on it. It's just got a very small leaf this year. And just planted at the base of it, I have some mums. I actually just bought potted mums one year and kind of tossed them out here next to the tree, and they took root. You know, like after the potted plants had already died, I just sort of tossed them out here, and you know, 5 years later I have this big stand of mums growing. So, and hopefully that's not what's choking out my tree, but I guess it could be. But anyway, that's the front of my house and my front gardens, and I'll show you more of the side gardens later. Thanks.